let's go to the offensive side, J-GILLZ, and let's go, Baxman, let's go into another lineman. So we got 17 linemen on the roster. Is this guy fighting for a job, Brandon Shell, the nephew of the legendary Hall of Famer Art Shell, the first African-American head coach in the modern era of the National Football League. Art Shell with the Oakland Raiders at that time, and mainly known for being a great lineman as well. He got good lineage here. Let's hear what Brandon Shell has to say about his 8-year career in the National Football League.
How's training camp going for you so far?
I think it's on the up, Good, just trying to get better every day, just working, trying to get the playbook down, and his work. That's what camp is. Camp is work.
How difficult is it to get a playbook that you obviously may not be as familiar with?
He's strong.
Strong? Man, everybody say you're strong, man. When you been in here, lifting the building or something?
Nah, man, that's just my nature, I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
But, just learn the playbook, it's new everywhere you go. Mm-hmm. This is my 8th offensive coordinator.
Oh,
so,
wow.
I've been learning a new playbook every year. So I just got to stay down in the playbook and just learn it, take these reps that the other guys take, just watching the plays and taking my reps and walkthroughs and stuff and watching and just getting those reps and learning the plays too.
And learning the plays and doing all that stuff and holding, especially holding.
Oh, he does. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Hey, all right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even take that one. But what's your what keeps you motivated each year coming back? You being your after 8 years in the league already.
Man, just love for the game. It's like when you away from it, you miss the guys, you miss the locker room. Just being locker room, just being part of a team. You miss that. When you away from that, you kind of feel like you kind of feel lost.
Right.
So like I just like to be in that environment with the guys and just working. I love football, so I want to be around it.
And what's your goals for this season?
My goals for the season, just.
Look like we had
to meet for the team.
Excellent.
There you have it. Brandon Shell working. This guy is humongous, man. He's like 6'8", 345. I mean, he's huge, J-GILLZ.
Oh, man, I love Brandon Shell, and it's not just because he played for the Dolphins last year, started at right tackle for most of the season. I love him because the Bills really, really need him. I mean, the Bills have been makeshifting this offensive line outside of Mitch Morris and Deion Dawkins for years, whether it's Roger Saffold and all these other guys that they get for a year, then they leave. And they get it for a year, then they leave. I think Brandon Shell has the ability to hold down this spot for this whole season, especially with the injury. Spencer Brown is a shell, no pun intended, of his former self. He gets hurt every single year. Every training camp, we see him walking off the field, limping off the field. I'm surprised in training camp we haven't seen him carting off the field yet, as much as he gets hurt. So Brandon Shell's going to be a nice replacement. You can plug him in. Him and Deion, I think, can do damage protecting Josh Allen, and hopefully Josh can have a better season with that sort of protection right there. And the next move that they're going to need to do is Mitch Morris, because I know, right, man, you got a lot to say about Mitch Morris. You can't stand him, and they need to continue to try and makeshift this offensive line if they want any success in this season.
Yes, indeed. He's a nice guy. I like him. I respect him. He's a very good guy, but he's just too old. It is better when you have better talent on your roster. And Ryan Bates should be the Bills center. If in my perspective, Ryan Bates gives a much cleaner snap. You watch it. The team flows, comes off the ball even quicker with Ryan Bates as the center. I would definitely cut Mitch Morris and save that $5 million that the Bills desperately going to need to save. Somebody's getting cut. Some name players got to get cut because the Bills' money is just too tight right now, especially when you come down to September 4th and you have to make those roster moves and get down to a certain amount, get down to that 53-man roster, and also the money has to be right. Right now, the Bills are over the cap, so obviously some people are going to be casualties of the cap, and Mitch Morris would be my casualty guy because he's a good guy, good person, great interview as well. But man, he's just his play on the field just isn't there any longer. I would make the change, get Ryan Bates in there, and also draft next year. Get you a younger center and upgrade. They should have, to me, they should have 2 years ago. They should have upgraded that position. You see, the Kansas City Chiefs, they let Mitch Morris go years ago. They haven't missed a beat. They done brought in another young guy. They bring in linemen each year to fill in some spots, to put in different spots, and that's the way the Bills should have been doing too. You just don't hold on to guys until they can't play any longer. Spencer Brown, He should have been gone a year ago too. I mean, he has a chronic back issue. His back tightened up on him out here at Fisher earlier in the week. He couldn't even bend over to pick his helmet up. He had to walk sideways to get to the locker room because his back tightened up. He has chronic injuries. The guy, he's a little too stiff. Guys can get into his chest, and the defensive edge rushers can move him around because they're able to get into his chest and control his body and move him around. They need to. Brandon Shell could be an answer right there. You got David Quisenberry has been in his spot most of the time. They may, if Spencer Brown is not a cut casualty, which he should be, I would have Quisenberry start with Brandon Shell backing him up on that side, and then you got Deion Dawkins on the other side as the other tackle, and going from there. I would continue to make that type of moves to tinker with that offensive line. They got 17 guys on that roster. You know, a lot of those linemen are going to be gone as we get down to cut day. So it's going to be interesting. Osiris Terrence, I've been checking him out. He's working on his footwork. I think they want him. I think they may want him to start, but we'll see if he's able to start the season at one of those guard positions as well. Because Ike Buttigieg is working hard. He's playing pretty well out there in practice too. You got a lot of guys out there, J-GILLZ. So it's going to be interesting to see the cuts and how things transpire as we go along.